Morning, folks. Welcome back to the Horde. Not a bad day here in the Hudson Valley. A little more humid, a little more overcast. Not bad. Still relatively cool. And that says 68, 67. You guys could see it's about 9 o'clock. About 19 degrees Celsius. It's Tuesday, the 24th. So what am I up to today? Week's been kind of an at wit's end week, trying to get a lot done. Been busy with family stuff and Glade's passing, and just like a lot of moving pieces. The continuous trivia of work. So anyway, trying to grind through, get some stuff done. I just went to Glade's wake last night. Glade was 55, just turned 55. June 15th, I think it was. Anyway, here's a picture of him and his wife. And I shot this picture the day that I got that puppy from him. The puppy's name is Darby. She is 3/4 lab, and you can see she looks like a chocolate lab, and 1/4 Saint Bernard. She grew up to be a huge dog, about 100 pounds, strong as an ox. I mean, she had the broad chest of a lab, but she was tall and big boned like a Saint Bernard. Had kind of those spindly legs, particularly the back legs. The back legs were almost too long. She almost tilted downward like a hot rod with big wheels in the back. Anyway, I had her for about 5 years, and she broke off her tether. There used to be a tether between the back porch and the trees, and she used to be able to run back and forth. Darby's outhouse out back, and one day she broke loose from the tether. I mean, just snapped it, and we used to use airplane cable to hold her. I mean, because she was always chasing birds and so forth, and she could never figure out when she ran out of rope, she would be jerked. And I mean, she used to just about rock the sunroom. Anyway, one day she got loose, and there's a farm down the street from me that was donated to the Catholic Church, and they run it as a retreat and an educational farm. They bring kids out of the inner city to get the farming experience and to get out of the heat of the city. They also run a day camp there for locals. You can have your kids go there and stay there. Anyway, she took right off for the farm, and she got down there, and there was a young biologist working down there with her boyfriend, and she became instant friends with this young biologist and her boyfriend and the whole bit. By the time I tracked Darby down, about a week, 10 days later, finally, we found her with them. They were pleading with me to keep her. And to be honest, for my wife and I, Darby, I mean, wonderful animal, but a little too much dog for us. She was just ripping up everything. She ripped up the sunroom. She was, breaking cables. We just couldn't keep up with her. And this young couple, they were able to go out jogging with her and play frisbee with her and take her swimming in the creek. And I mean, they were doing everything with her, and it was kind of like, well, you guys are doing better with her than we were. So anyway, Darby moved on back to Glade. So I had shot this picture back then, and my wife had it in a photo album. And what I did was we used her digital camera to shoot a photo of the photo, and you guys can see it actually came out very well. And I had a few copies made up and brought them to the wake and gave them to Robin. Her name's Robin, and she was very, very happy to get them. I think this was 2001 that this picture was shot. So here it is, right, 13 years later. I mean, that's how quick time goes. And she was very, very happy to get the photo. And she's like, oh, boy, I look great in that photo. I'm so thin, and on and on and on. And, actually, she still looked... still looked great. Us 55-year-olds are no spring chickens anymore. So anyway, she still looked good. So I gave her the photos, and we talked for a few minutes. His passing was sudden. Nobody expected anything. He wasn't feeling well. Went to lie down, and when she went to check on him, he was gone. He had passed. So there you are. The advice part, and the title of this video. Many of you probably are like me. In my mind, I'm still like this 18-year-old, and this 55-year-old body is kind of like something one contends with, trying to get everything done I want to get done. But I kind of like ignore it to some extent, thinking I'm really 18. This body is basically an inconvenience for me. But when you got a 55-year-old body or a 60-year-old body, or even perhaps a 40 or 45-year-old body, maybe even a 30-year-old body, it's a matter of taking care of yourself. My buddy Vern died earlier this year. He died of cancer. I mean, he smoked, drank, had all kinds of a good time, but I think particularly the smoking, and he did body work, so there were a lot of fumes there. He was never one to wear a mask, and as a matter of fact, he would smoke amidst the body work. He did have some cancer in his family, and he wasn't one for ever going to the doctor and getting checkups or pre-screening or any of that other stuff. So, Vern died young, and to some extent, in my mind, if he would have taken a little better care of himself, he probably could have gone longer and maybe lived his entire life expectancy. For an American male, we're supposed to live to about 76 years old. For an American female, it's somewhere around 78 years old. For a lot of the European countries, the life expectancy is a little bit more, right? But I think of Vern, he carried a few pounds like we all seem to. Once again, he smoked like a stack. He exposed himself to body work. He was a diesel mechanic with all the solvents you get exposed to from being a diesel mechanic, trying to get things cleaned up. His hands were forever black, and he was forever washing them in solvents. So none of that stuff is good. And, once again, he died of cancer. Glade did not smoke. He did like to drink. In his case, even at the wake, as he laid there, he had had quite the belly thing going on. He looked deflated, lying in his coffin, but you could see the jowls that he had developed, and you could see the belly. So in his case, perhaps a couple of doctor's visits, to be monitored for some of the bad things, cholesterol, high high blood pressure, all that kind of trivia. And perhaps if he weighed a little bit less, and perhaps had a little less stress in his life, he might have lived longer. Can't say for sure about Vern. Your genetic code slips a couple of notches, and the next thing you know, it comes up with the right code to create a cancer cell, and the cancer cell is very successful. And multiplies and crowds out all the cells that are supposed to be doing a job, and just becomes a cancer, basically a parasite, and takes your body over. I don't know. Smoking, diesel fumes, solvents, did it do it? Maybe, maybe not. In Glade's case, I mean, with losing weight and taking cholesterol medicine and all that other stuff, would it have helped? Maybe, maybe not. But my advice is, especially for those of us that are getting up there, you may want to take care of yourself. For you, it might not matter if you go, right? People live and die as they wish, but sometimes you leave a lot of hurt behind if you die too soon. Glade left 4 beautiful sons, a grandson, and soon to be a second grandson. And you would really hate in your last moments to be thinking, oh shit, I didn't need that 4th taco. I didn't need that, eat that second half of pizza, didn't need that, didn't need to smoke that 3rd pack of cigarettes today. I guess Kansas sang it in a song. All the money will not another minute buy. So, the stress of trying to make money and trying to maintain a big house and all the trivia, right? I mean, enjoy your life, enjoy every second of it, but do remember you gotta take care of yourself, or you won't be here when as long as you want to be, and I don't know what that means. Anyway, folks, thanks for putting up with me during this trying time. It's hard to say goodbye to friends. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Remember, keep your feet down, keep your head up, and live every day like it's your last. Bye now.